Okay, so this is going to be a Pretty Little Liars finale, summer finale recap thing, and I'm going to try to remember everything that happened in order, but at the same time I don't think I'm going to go in detail about the whole episode, like they did this at this time and this happened. I'm just going to try to get to the main points because that's all that matters to me. So I'm going to get started, and hold on. Alright, so now I can hear myself, which is good. Okay, so the episode starts out, and everyone's crying, like, they're outside Mona's house, and they're crying. And then it says, like, the day before, or 6 hours earlier, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it said. And then they start the episode, and they're at, I think they're at school or something. I don't exactly remember where they're at. And they're talking about Allison, and that they're scared of Allison, and that they think Allison's A. And then they go to Mona's house, like all the liars go to Mona's house because they want Mona's help. And Mona says that she will help them, but that they can't tell anybody that she's helping them. And so that happens, and then Spencer's at her house, and Toby is wearing his police uniform outfit thing, whatever. Then Hannah, Paige, Caleb, and Emily are at Emily's house decorating Emily's house in Christmas decorations. They all ask Emily to have Allison come over to Emily's house to distract her and keep her busy. And so she does, and then Allison reads her phone and figures out that Hannah sent Emily a message saying, "Are you still keeping her busy?" And then Emily and Allison pretty much get in a fight, and then Allison leaves. And then while Allison is leaving, Paige is pulling up to Emily's house, and she sees Allison leaving and getting into these people's cars. I don't remember their names. And then Paige leaves too, and she follows Allison, and Allison apparently goes to a barn, and then skip all that. And then all the girls go to Radley, and Hannah and Caleb are in the car watching out for like detectives coming and all that stuff. So Mona and Spencer find Bethany's files because Allison had told Holbrook that Spencer killed her, and that Spencer was going to jail pretty much, so they were trying to find proof that it was Allison that killed her, or something that wasn't like Spencer's fault. And then it turns out that Miss De Laurentiis was having an affair, and Allison knew about it, and Allison wanted her dead or gone or something like that. I think there was more, but I don't remember because I only watched it once. I was going to watch it like 3 times before I made this, but then I realized I had other things to do today. So yeah, and then Holbrook comes in and starts asking Aria questions, and Aria's like, "Should I get my parents? Because now you're being a little more than suspicious." And then he turns around and leaves and asks other people questions, and then Mona and Spencer are playing a tape from some file that Bethany recorded with the doctor or something, I don't remember. And then Hannah tells them to leave, and they leave, and then I don't remember exactly where they're at, but somewhere Spencer gets arrested. Oh, they go to the brew like the next day or something. They go to the brew, and Spencer gets arrested, and then they're at Mona's house. No, that's when Mona's telling her mom goodbye, and then that's when she's listening to Allie's lie detector test and all that stuff, and she figures out what Allison knows and how much Allison's lied and all this stuff about Allison. And when she goes inside her house, she hears like noises, people in her bushes, and she like looks around for a second, and then let's see, she stops, and then she goes in her house and locks the door. And she's like, "I so got you, Mona. No, I so got you, Mona. I so got you, Allison. You lost. I know, blah, blah, blah," whatever she said. And then this person is wearing, like, the A uniform, but clearly it's not A because they're not going to tell you who A is until the whole thing is over. So you see this person, they try to make it look like Allison, but the person is either wearing a wig or they just have really crappy hair because their hair is like cut down to here and their ends are like here and here. It's all over the place and it's awful. So the person pretty much breaks into Mona's house and kills her. And that's how the episode ends. And you just see, they don't show the person who killed her, they don't show the person's face, they just show like the ends of her hair, its hair. And that's how the episode ends. So yeah, I think that Allison knew who killed the person, that Allison set it up, and then right after they say that it was a homicide or whatever, everyone's crying and hugging each other, and then you see Allison walking by a bunch of cars, and she just stands there and kind of grins and then walks back away. So yeah, I think that Allison either told someone to do it, or knew who did it, or she was just happy that she was dead. And Toby also gets hit by a car. Like, he's on the phone with Spencer, he's driving to like a restaurant or a place or somewhere, and all of a sudden you see this bright light and you hear a crash, and then Spencer yells like Toby, and then when they're in the brew, all you see is him with a cast on his leg, so I'm guessing all he did was break his leg. It doesn't really go into detail about him, so that also happened.